Welcome in, everybody. 5280 Sports Network, 5280sportsnetwork.com. Jake Marsing, Ryan Green on a gorgeous, warm Colorado afternoon out here at the UC Health Training Center.
It's fall, right?
Yeah, it's like 90 out here. It's really warm. Thanks, Al Gore.
Yeah.
Behind us right now, the Denver Broncos are practicing, getting ready for a Monday night matchup, Ryan, with former quarterback Brock Osweiler and the Houston Texans. We're here to preview that game, break it all down, give you all the information you need, all the information you want. Ryan, let's start with the basics. Let's talk Brock. What is going to happen to him on Monday Night Football when he faces this Broncos defense and gets mercilessly booed by the home crowd?
I think you said it best. He's got to face this defense who they've made clear kind of want to get a few shots in on him, and they're going to face a mile-high crowd that's going to be a little more vengeful than normal. This is going to be, especially after the past two losses, I've heard that this has to be like a must-win game. You can't lose three in a row. I don't know if it's must-win, but this is where you just flush the system, hit the reset button, get things going again, get back on track to the winning ways. And that's kind of what I expect. It seems like these guys just want to get back out on the field after waiting 11 days since they last played, and they've lost two in a row. They just want to get it out of their system.
Now, the big storyline out here has been Brock and the Broncos, the rematch. There are a lot of defenders in that locker room who have said some pretty interesting things about what they want to do to Brock Osweiler. But I think the matchups that will actually decide this game really don't have a lot to do with Brock. Obviously, they've got two dynamic outside receivers, Will Fuller, DeAndre Hopkins. Will Fuller especially has been a favorite target of Brock's in critical situations, has come along, had a really nice rookie season thus far. Hopkins has been has slowed a little bit as the season's gone on. I know you fantasy owners are well aware of that. But ultimately, I think the matchups for me that are most interesting in this game, there's one that sticks out in my head, and it's actually Texans defense, Broncos offense. Whitney Merciless, not Jadeveon Clowney, J.J. Watt obviously out, but Whitney Merciless against left tackle to be determined. Russell Okung going through the concussion protocol, but perhaps Ty Sambrailo, perhaps Donald Stevenson, anybody's guess at this point who's going to actually wind up playing left tackle. Maybe Okung's able to get in, but will he be healthy? Probably not. Merciless is a dynamic pass rusher with good hands, capable of disrupting the Broncos' game plan in the passing game and in the running game. Containing him so that you can focus on Clowney is going to be really critical, Ryan. How important do you think it is for the Broncos to contain Merciless and that Texans defense?
Oh, it's absolutely. The Denver defense has held teams to 20 points on average all season. Even when they lose, it's about an average of 20 points. It's usually been the offensive side that gets trouble going. And like you said, even without J.J. Watt, this is still a potent Texans defense. And so if Okung may be out and not playing, then the offensive line, yet again, is a concern. And when you have, Trevor Siemian, who it looks like he's feeling better, but that shoulder is still sore. You know that. It could be a big factor, just that, like you were saying, just the front seven against the Broncos offensive line. And we'll see what these 2 weeks of preparation actually did for the Broncos.
As we've talked about over and over again on the Broncos Blitz podcast, which you can listen to at 5280sportsnetwork.com right now, the Broncos offense is totally and completely dependent on running the football.
Right.
When they can't run the football, everything else shuts down for them in the passing game. On the flip side of that, the weakest point of the Broncos defense thus far has been those interior linebackers, Brandon Marshall, Todd Davis, that group. They have given up, on average, about 45 more yards at this point this season than they have last season to tight ends and running backs out of the backfield. That's a real problem on this team, and they've got to figure out a way to contain Lamar Miller, contain C.J. Fedorowicz, contain those dynamic Houston weapons in the passing game. Ryan, those are my matchups to look out for. What do you expect to see on Monday night?
I expect the Broncos to win comfortably. Again, you can tell in the locker room they just want to get back out there. Virgil Green said it best. The longer we wait, the angrier we get. I truly expect not a Tampa Bay Buccaneers dominance, but if it's a 30-14 game, that I'll go with that. 30-14, I expect. That's the kind of.
I have a hard time seeing this offense getting to 30 points really at all this season.
That's fair.
But I am with you in the general terms of this game. Right. I cannot tell you how much that defense wants to go win this football game.
Yeah.
And it's not just because of Brock. It's because they hear the noise, they hear what the media says.
Oh, yeah.
They want to go out there and correct their mistakes, get back to work. I think the Broncos put a licking on Brock Osweiler and the Houston Texans. I'm taking Denver 27-13. But for now, and for everybody at 5280 Sports Network, he's Ryan Green.
He's Jake Marsing.
This is 5280 Sports Network.